Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Hannah's checking to see if you can see us or hear us because she always worries about that.
Yes.
They can see us or hear us?
Yes.
Fantastic. So how are you today, Hannah?
Well, I took a nap before this.
She did.
And
what happened?
I was snoring.
I came up, our recording area is upstairs near her room. And I was downstairs, came up fully ready to get everything situated and ready to go. And Hannah was in the bed snoring.
We're acting like this is a surprise.
I was a little surprised.
I was tired.
You usually have the room set up and ready to go. So we rushed and got things set up. And
we didn't rush.
We did.
No, we didn't. We didn't rush. You are so dramatic. We did not rush.
But she did.
We were sitting down with 30 minutes to spare. I don't know what your definition of rush is.
I like to be a little bit earlier than that.
Oh, wow.
I'm the organized one. We love each other, though. And if those of you that are new to our channel, I'm Laurie.
I'm Hannah.
And we are Journey with the Gingers.
She's the mother, and I'm the daughter.
Yes, we are. Can you tell how we kind of play off each other, mother and daughter? But we love each other. We have some exciting guests today. We have Tony and Jenny from Lido Loca. Also, we're going to give you our schedule of our upcoming guests coming up in the near future. Next Thursday on March 4th, we have Sarah from Adults in Disney. Whoop, whoop. March 11th, we have Doug and Nikki. Very excited about that. March 18th, we have David and Lorelai from Fisher Fun Ventures. We love them. We've been really kind of doing this YouTube thing together with them. I mean, kind of around the same schedule as them. And so we kind of all growing together. Then on March 25th, we have Shauna and Jonathan from the Six Traveling Shorts. And they're a fairly new channel, and they're just doing an awesome job. And we're just so excited to have all of them. So if you are new to our channel and you're not subscribed, we ask that you please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell, because we have a lot of fun stuff coming up. And what do we have? Where are we going next week, Hannah?
Well, I'm so excited.
I know you're excited.
We're going to Universal Studios.
Yes.
In Orlando, Florida.
It's the first time for me.
I went with marching band.
In high school.
Yes, I was a band geek. If you have a problem with it, I'm sorry.
We love being band geeks. I was one too. And we also hit 2 milestones this week. Really pretty much almost like a day within each other. We passed the 700 subscribers point, and we thank everybody for that, because of course without our community we wouldn't be able to do that. And we also made 35,000 views on our videos.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
That's awesome. I think the shorts have helped a little bit with that too. We put out some shorts, and we were telling Tony and Jenny earlier, we've got a good Chihuahua community following us now, because we've been putting out some shorts with our Chihuahua. Here's Eliza, who is
she's
cute.
a Chi-Chi.
Very, very cute.
She's a cute little Chi-Chi.
Yes. So Hannah's going to start just kind of clicking on and recognizing some people that are here.
Oh, I thought right now?
In the chat?
Right now?
Yes, right now. And I'm going to, while you start doing that, just click on their name and show who's here, because we've got some new people. And also, we have some moderators we want to recognize, because we always appreciate their help. We have Anthony Simone, J&N Travels, Rayleigh Creative Travel, which is also known as, what do you call him?
Blaine.
MGM Family Travel, Adventures of David and Aaron, Fisher Fun Ventures, No Maps Needed Travel, Maddie and Scott, and Lovey's Fat Life. So thank you, all of y'all, for your help in helping keep our channel safe. All right, so Hannah's going to just start clicking away, and we really want to go ahead and jump into having our guests, because we're so excited to talk to them. But we also want to thank you all for joining us, and Hannah's going to continue to recognize you on the screen. So next we're going to introduce our wonderful guest, everyone knows this wonderful couple. They are awesome to the cruising and travel community. And from Lido Loca, let's welcome Jenny and Tony.
Woo woo!
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Well, thank you for the warm welcome.
We are glad to be here.
Well, we are so excited to have you. I was thinking about this today that I think y'all were the first live stream I ever started following when we started our channel, and I didn't even know there was such thing as a live stream until I started following y'all. So y'all are just always been a fun, Tuesday night, and now your Thursday afternoon getaway for all of us, and so we just are so excited to have y'all.
Well, thank you for having us.
If y'all have, go ahead.
So, first time at Universal, that's pretty exciting.
Yes. Hannah has been watching YouTube videos. I watched some too.
She has a self-proclaimed expert.
She has a notebook that she is keeping of things that we have to try, like cocktails, regular things to drink and eat, and rides we need to do.
I'm not a person that's like, oh my gosh, we have to do this at this time and this at this time.
Yeah.
But I am the person that's like, I'm going to write down things that other people are saying are great suggestions.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather try it and then not regret it.
Yeah.
So.
We've even had some awesome creators that saw it on our social media that were going that have reached out to us like through private messages to say, hey, make sure you try this when you go and things like that. So it's been really very helpful. But we're very excited. We are staying at one of the hotels that gives you the unlimited, what's it called?
Express Pass.
Express Pass.
Oh, wow.
So you can get onto the rides, I guess, like a fast pass kind of thing. Like
you go to the front of the line, except for there's 2 kid rides that it doesn't apply to.
Yeah.
We probably won't get on those, and Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure.
Yeah. So we're excited.
That's gonna be exciting. You guys are gonna film it, I'm assuming. Gonna make some vlogs.
Oh yeah.
Good.
That'll be fun to watch.
I bought a gimbal for my phone.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah, she's gonna do shorts on her phone, and then we're gonna do the vlogs on my camera. So we kind of got a plan.
Very cool.
But I think I've already said it. But if you have any questions, did I say it?
No.
If you have any questions for Jenny and Tony, please put them in the chat. Hannah just asked that you put question and then write the question, and she will definitely stop us from talking for a moment and get that question in there for y'all, because I know a lot of y'all have lots of questions for Jenny and Tony.
Oh, I should say this, but
yes,
I saw this comment and I thought you would love that.
Oh, Thin Blue Line RV Live. Y'all have, that's right. I've seen a video of y'all with your chihuahuas. They have a chihuahua, I think, named Bella too, and we have a dachshund named Bella.
I love chihuahua.
I know. We never thought we would love chihuahuas until we got our chihuahua. She's fun.
Isn't that what my mom's dog is? My mom's dog's a chihuahua.
It is a chihuahua.
He's a cool dog. Yeah.
Is she crazy?
Is she loud? Or he?
He's really connected to her, so he doesn't like to deal with anybody else, and so he's quiet for the most part. What? But he stays very close to her.
Well, he was a rescue, so he's a little timid around other people too.
Ours is a rescue, and she's not timid.
I'll just give this short story. She's a very loving dog, but like she thinks that everybody that she doesn't know yet is a threat to us, like her family.
Yeah.
And she met my boyfriend. Oh gosh, I feel so bad for saying this, but she met my boyfriend, and he's a very gentle person, but when he turned to walk away, she followed him and then nipped him on his butt. And so
that was her way of showing she liked him.
No.
Also, if you are a creator, put #creator in the comments, and Hannah will definitely highlight you. Also, we all know that we would not be here where we are without our community. And so whenever you see someone that's a creator in the chat, I always tell people I have a piece of paper when I watch some of the lives, and when they say that someone's a creator, I jot their name down and go check out their channel, because we want to support each other in this community and grow together. So if you see somebody that's a creator, please go ahead and check them out, because we love our creator community.
It sounds like we have a lot of people who chihuahuas.
And I'm sure everybody knows who Lido Loca is. But if you don't, we're going to have one of our moderators in the chat to please put the link to their channel.
It's right there.
And look at Mike's. Mike's already got it.
Thank you.
If y'all do not have, which I just can't imagine because y'all are so awesome, are not subscribed to their channel, please check them out and subscribe, because they're wonderful.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to jump into some questions. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Jenny, you got all the answers, right?
No, you always have the answers.
All right. So first of all, y'all have some celebrations going on. You reached 70,000 subscribers.
Yes.
You had your 18th wedding anniversary.
Was that this week?
It
yes,
was.
yes.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
And also, Jenny, you have a birthday next week.
Oh, I know.
So congratulations on all that.
Well, thank you.
So for 18 years, the first question is, what do y'all think is the secret to your happy marriage?
So Tony always has the answers, but I tell him what they are.
That's right.
I think respecting each other. I think having patience with each other. Tony's very patient with me because I'm kind of like all over the place sometimes. So he kind of just brings me down to, being normal. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, we didn't discuss what these answers were. No, I think the biggest thing for us that kind of keeps our relationship strong is we kind of refuse to stay mad at each other for very long. And so we fight just like everybody else, but we realized a long time ago that when we decided to be together, we decided to be together. And so that's the thing that kind of informs our whole relationship. So we can be mad at each other, but sometimes you just got to cut through the emotion of your anger, your hurt or whatever and go, well, no, we decided to be together. So let's, we can just shelf it. And so we talk through stuff, but we don't, I think it's quick to get over being angry at each other. Like, it's cliche, but we try not to go to bed angry. And even, both of us are really good about whether we're right or wrong. We'll just say, look, why are we even let's not be like this about it. Let's figure out a different way. And so I think that's helped us out a lot.
No, and I definitely think with that cliche, like you said, when you're younger and you're first getting married, people tell you don't go to bed mad. And you're like, okay, whatever. But it's really true, because then like you fester, and it's like you said, it's nice to just cut it off. And, that's the bottom line, is that like your happiness is important to me. Yeah. So I don't like to hurt him.
I think that one of the successful things though of y'all and your channel and your lives and your vlogs is that dynamic you two have and how y'all play off on each other. I mean, yes, your cruise news and all that's very valuable, but it wouldn't even work if y'all didn't have that connection. And that's why I love watching y'all so much, is that relationship that y'all have.
Well, the other secret, I appreciate you saying that. The other secret is whenever we do the live streams, we also made an agreement that whatever happens on the live stays on the live. So it's kind of like we can actually, like, I know there's been times that, we've taken little digs at each other that we actually meant, but it's like, no, that was just for the live show. So we have that little bit of an outlet to have some fun with it too.
Right. That's kind of how we are too.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, Tony, I think what a good thing too in our marriage is that we're always laughing, right? Like we don't take each other seriously. Like, like even when we're fighting, like it's hard for me to not just start giggling. Because it's like, what are we doing? It's so silly what we're even discussing. And that too, when we do have disagreements, that's what they are, right? Like we never scream at each other. We never yell at each other. It's always just a calm conversation. So
yeah. Well, I mean, there's just so many things that are really hard in life, and you don't realize that until those really hard things happen to you. And so if you can kind of touch into those hard things, a lot of everything else, it's like, don't sweat the small stuff. That's the other cliche. So if you have a perspective of stuff that's hard, then, getting mad because I don't know, you didn't put the trash bag liner back in or something like that. It just becomes insignificant when you think about the heavy things. And so we got a good balance of that, I think.
Yeah.
Y'all do have a good balance.
Okay. Hold on. Por favor.
You get an A on that answer.
Thank you. We'll be reviewing this later to see how I did.
Here we go. Right there.
Question. You want to read it? Hello, Cruise Day Fun.
It says, what do you miss about Charlotte?
Quick, Jenny, say something nice about Charlotte. I do have an answer for this question.
Charlotte we were in Charlotte for 6 years. We had gone to Charlotte. I'm trying to say it quickly, but I can't. I have to give the whole picture.
Give the whole picture.
And so anyway, we lived in Nashville before Charlotte. We had a beautiful home. The kids went to great schools. We were closer to family. And then work took us to Charlotte. And for the first year or so, it was okay. But I feel the good thing that came out of Charlotte was Lido Loca.
Yeah. So no Charlotte, no Lido Loca, no cruising. So everything's a journey. Everything gets us to where we're going. It's the first time I'd ever moved for a job. I tell you what, Nashville, Tennessee, I lived there for 28 years. I brought Jenny there. She lived there for 10 years. We love that city. Absolutely. We got friends there. It's got such a great culture there. It's got music there. It's got comedy there. We love Nashville. And so for the first time ever, moved for a job and hated the job. But if I didn't move there and I didn't hate the job, we never would have had Lido Loca. We never would have had this experience. It opened up great opportunities for some of our children Absolutely. That we wouldn't have had. And so, even though it was just one of those deals where we did our time in Charlotte and we knew that it was time to move on. Yeah. But if I was going to identify one thing,
the hot dog man downtown,
Vic the Chili Guy, that's high on the list. But if I was going to identify one thing I missed, it's Bojangles. I need me a spicy Cajun filet biscuit with cheese, please. We got no Bojangles over here.
Yeah, we have Bojangles.
What was that little deli? That Commonwealth Deli. That was fantastic.
That was good. And then that bagel shop, Poppy's.
Oh, yeah.
Probably one of the best bagel shops we've ever had.
That's sad that it just revolves around
food. Yeah. I mean, so many of our experiences.
We saw some good concerts in Charlotte. That's where we got. The only time we ever went to Charlotte is really for the concerts. Carowinds, yeah.
Carowinds is fun.
Yeah, another one.
You have another question?
Oh, I have a lot.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
About, have you started the bonsai tree yet? I think they're talking about Legos.
The Legos.
I have not. So I continue to collect Lego. And I want to build it because everybody wants to see it built. And so I don't know if I'm going to film it or live stream it. But I made a Lego channel. But there's no videos on there, so it doesn't make any sense. But it's called Rock, Paper, Brick, and that should be fun. But we changed the studio around, and we're trying to work on it so that we can that I can film Lego. So,
that was
but
awesome.
No starting on the bonsai yet. Yeah.
Jenny, you did well on that gift.
It was awesome.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no, I saw another one. I don't know where it was, but someone asked if you've ever been to Vegas to try the fates. Is what they
Test
said.
The fates.
Yeah.
Finally, so I traveled for work 2 times or 1 time before I got you to go?
Twice.
Yeah, so I went twice, and then on the 3rd time, I finally got Jenny to go out there. We had a great time in Vegas.
We did have a really good time. We went in December, so the weather was great.
Yeah.
And then Tony, of course, was in and out of work meetings and that kind of thing. So I was able to test the fates all day long.
Yeah, I had a conference all day. Jenny would gamble all day, and then we would come and go find some dinner, and then we would try to do like a thing like a Madame Tussauds Wax Museum or something like that. Go see a show. We saw a lot of good shows, and then we would gamble into the night. It was really nice. We stayed at the Venetian, and it was a wonderful hotel, and man, we had a blast.
Yeah, and that's where we started learning about My Vegas. Because I had done a little of that.
We got a free show out of that. Free coffee. That's right. We had free Starbucks from My Vegas.
Free coffee. It's always good.
That's pretty cool.
That's the one thing through all this craziness that Hannah and I talk about all the time is how many My Vegas points we have. And what we're going to do with it when it's all over and we can go somewhere.
Like they won't let us, claim, multiple hotel packages back to back.
Yeah.
Right.
But if we did, we would have a free week in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we're trying to figure it out because I have points and she has points. Maybe we can do like a couple nights at one and then move over to another with her points.
Yeah.
Right.
It was nice when we were cruising because we got a couple cruises on My Vegas. I don't know that they went, but they, NCL and MSC started having cruises on there.
So our very first cruise that was suspended was actually a My Vegas cruise.
Yeah. I remember that. It was a Norwegian cruise, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of that, like I think we got off the ship a year ago, the Divina.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because we were on there for our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
That was our last cruise.
Yeah.
Very sad.
My husband and I, this time last year, were in New Orleans about to get on the Valor.
So. That's rough.
But
we did get on it.
But you left, you traveled through Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then the day you arrive in New Orleans, I'm like, hey, they have a case of the Coco Roro at the Atlanta airport, just letting you know. And she was like, oh, well, hopefully we didn't get it. It's the largest airport in the United States. Little did they know.
Yeah.
What was about to happen.
It got crazy that week, for sure. So how did y'all come up with the name Lido Loca?
So it was 22 postcards.
22 postcards was the original name. Before we went on our first cruise, we knew we were going to make a YouTube channel. So I think we even bought the domain. 22 postcards. We made an Instagram channel. I feel like we made a YouTube channel. So that's what we were going to do. And then we went on the cruise, and that was the first time we'd ever really heard the concept of the Lido deck.
Right.
Right. And we really connected with that concept. And so when we came back, I don't think we were just feeling the 22 postcards. And we just started playing around with names. And then, I don't know, like, because it sounds like La Vida Loca, I thought I'm always playing with words. We're always playing with language. And I think I pitched the idea to Jenny, let's call it Lido Loca. And it sounds like La Vida Loca. Maybe we'll be able to get people to connect to it that way.
And I'm like, I love it. Let's do it.
So it kind of came just through like brainstorming kind of deal. Now, I don't know if
now we probably wouldn't name it that.
I don't know that I would name it that now. Honestly, I think I would have probably tried to. It doesn't have the word cruise in it, and really all of our content's around cruising, and so it was a little bit of a hill to climb to connect people with our channel with cruising. Like early on, we would get people that would come and go, well, that's not really Spanish or Italian. You're saying it wrong. It's like, yeah, we just made it up. I mean, it's not, it's not like supposed to be anything. And, but yeah, I think maybe now we might have, I'm glad we have it. I'm glad that's
Absolutely.
the name, and I think it's good but it was a long climb to get up the hill, but now we're up the hill a little bit. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So no going back.
Yeah, we would look at some analytics sites on the website, and they wouldn't call us travel. Like there was no association to what we were doing. So it's kind of
fun.
I just think outside, inside.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
You had a coworker come up with our name, didn't you?
Yes, what I said was I was like, "Hey, we're redheads. We like to travel. I'm looking for alliteration. Anybody?" And I was like, particularly, can we go with gingers and something to do with travel? And she was like, "Journey with the Gingers." I was like, "Thank you."
It's perfect.
That's a great name. Yeah,
it is,
and it kind of covers. Luckily, we went with that way because it kind of covers what we do, because we do a lot of different kind of travel stuff.
Yeah.
So
we have a question that says, have y'all ever done any funny takes? Like
bloopers?
Like bloopers. He said like a 30-minute mess up take.
I think most of our bloopers involve us swearing at each other. So like we'll get in a mood, and like if we mess up something, we just start funny cussing at each other. So those we'll do that. But gosh,
there's some of them though that you left in the vlogs. Like when I ran like on Royal Caribbean when I ran into the wall.
I don't think that was a blooper. I mean, that was just solid gold. You walked into a mirror. What was I gonna do? I couldn't edit that out.
I mean,
Yeah. No, that's me and Mimi. So my grandmother has. You think I'm bad with my filter? Has no filter.
Yeah.
Like old Southern lady doesn't give a crap who she's talking about. And I'll be recording something, and she is just talking smack about someone or something, and I'm like, her name is Linda. And it gets to a point where I'm like, Mimi, can you just stop? Can you stop? And I'm like, Linda, can you stop?
We're filming. You can't say that.
She's like, don't call me Linda.
Yeah, I think a lot of the times too, it's like, really, do you have to film me drinking my coffee that just spilled all over my shirt?
Yeah.
The other thing too is sometimes I'll be like, all right, we gotta, we're trying to so the way that we film on the cruise ship is, in the beginning it was just like I'm gonna film everything and then I'm gonna watch 1,000,000 hours worth of footage and try to find the story. Well, now when we film, like, I want to be very economical with my time, so I'm trying to build the story as we go along. So I'll be like, Jenny, we have to film for 30 seconds and we have to say this, we have to do this, we're going to the next thing. And so I'll start and I'll be like, hey, everybody, quick time check, blah, blah, blah. And Jenny be like, what do you think's going on up there? I'm like, no, we're filming just the 30 seconds. That's all we're doing right now. So we have a lot of.
I suck my tongue.
We have a lot
like,
of, yeah.
Can I just go to the casino?
We'll have a lot of takes like that. I'm like, Jenny, you have to smile right now. You have to smile.
I always smile.
You have to smile, Jenny.
Sometimes I'll be like, if we're on a cruise, I'll already be in my pajamas, and Hannah will say, Mama, we didn't film the, what do you call it, outro?
Yeah.
And I'm like, now? And she's like, yes, we have to film it before the end of the day. I'm like,
that's my favorite.
Yeah. We've been watching some old vlogs, and there's a couple shots where Jenny's like fully under the covers going, are you for real? We have to. I'm like, yeah, man. Just stick your head out.
And like, I'm not a morning person, and then like she comes into my room like, I want the camera. Let me go take the camera. I'm like, oh my gosh. That was the point where I was like, you need to get your own camera. Like, we do not need to share
and
this.
if you notice our vlogs, usually the intro of the day is just me. Because if I'm with her, she's not awake yet. Or if I'm with Mimi, she's not awake yet. If I'm with my husband, he's already got up to the buffet. So I'm always doing the intro.
Another question. What is your favorite cruise ship activity?
Well, is the casino an activity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So casino's number one for me.
Yep.
I do enjoy the shows. I do enjoy the comedy clubs.
Yeah.
Hanging out with you.
I would say the nightly show is my favorite activity. I just love live entertainment, and I just like the fact that you can go see it every night. So that's what I like most about it. I like sleeping. I like waiting till the sun's not out anymore, and then I like going to the shows.
Yeah. Tony doesn't. He's not really a great sleeper at home.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 or 5 hours, but boy, on a cruise ship, he sleeps, and it's really kind of lovely to watch him just sleep. Because then I sneak out. Baby. I sneak out, a couple of my money and go to the casino.
Yeah, there's nothing like a C-Day nap, though. A C-Day nap is amazing.
Yeah.
Ooh, Team Hutchins, is that dim sum restaurant? Is that over in, what was the neighborhood that was across from us? Central, what was that road where it wasn't Noda, but what did they call not Chantilly, but the whole neighborhood that was across to the interstate? It had a fancy name. There was a dim sum restaurant there. I didn't know if that's the one you were talking about. Sorry, not to get sidetracked.
Oh no. We went to New York City, and there's it's called like Ji Feng in Chinatown. Dim sum.
It was wonderful.
Great.
So we have probably still in the channel, and in the chat, we have a lot of people that are still kind of thinking about starting a channel, and some people that are brand new at all this. What is a piece of advice you can share with them now that you've been doing this for so long, as far as starting a channel or kind of sticking with it?
So for me, my thought, so like you said at the beginning, it's the community, right? Like, we're all in it together. I feel that just a lot of times just do it. Right. Like, I know for me at the beginning, it was like I was afraid to be on the camera, and I still don't like to be on the camera alone. But I think it's just do it.
Yeah, to me, it's like, it just depends what you want to do. Like, if you want to start a channel just to have a place to save your memories and those kind of things, then there really is nothing stopping you from doing that. Just turn your camera on and film. And for me, like, when we started, I had very little experience with filming anything. And so I enjoy that learning process, and, it's just doing it. And then the other thing for me is like I always want things to be better, and so if you're going to do it, I would just challenge people out there to watch what you make and pick one thing that you didn't like about it. It's hard to be critical on yourself sometimes, but sometimes you're your best critic. Find the one thing that you didn't like about it and then do that better the next time. And then after you've done that thing better the next time, look for the next thing that you don't like. And then you'll find that eventually after you do that over and over, you're better. Like I recommended the video today I made about cruise ship tipping. And I don't know when I made that video, but that might have been 2018. And I watched it after I recommended it and stuck it in my video. And I wasn't super excited about it. Like you don't realize that you're evolving with your creativity and your skill set. But then when you look back, you go, oh, I do this differently than I did it back then. I still like that video, but it's a slow paced video.
Right. And I think too, not like you don't ever, everybody's so different, right? Like their personalities just different. You're not in competition with anybody, right? Like you're just in competition with yourself. And that's what I feel is that I can only be better than what I was yesterday.
Absolutely. No, that's a good, it gets frustrating sometimes when you feel a little bit of a competitive sense because like YouTube is so broad and vast. There's, I don't know, like 1 billion views per day or per hour or something like that. And so it really, like the cruise niche is so small compared to like the regular travel niche or other niches. It just doesn't make sense for it to be competitive. But sometimes you run into folks that are super competitive about it. And it's like, it would be much better if we're just helping each other out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My favorite part of the whole vlogging experience is looking back, especially since we had those videos, especially with my mom in it, and even, with my husband, and just looking back at those memories, because
not me.
Yeah, you too. But going back and looking at them and thinking, because there's memories in there that I would never have remembered, you know, and just seeing it going, oh, I remember we did that. That was cool. That was fun.
And Laurie, it's so true, right? Like that is really how Lido Loca was born, was that Tony and I both lost our fathers, and Tony very young and me within the last 10 years, but I was beginning to forget his movements and his voice, and our 6 kids, I didn't want them to ever forget us, like that way. And then it just evolved. And, of course, now the kids are like, we got way too much to remember now.
It's weird with my dad. Like, I don't guess anybody owned a video camera that it was readily available. So like 15 years, maybe 20 years passed since my dad had passed away. And somebody found a videotape that just had like a minute or 2 minutes of my dad just saying nothing but talking. And it blew my mind. And, it was like, wow, we've got all this technology. It would be a shame that if my kids wanted to hear my voice that they couldn't. And so that was one of the reasons why, like you said, one of the reasons why we did it.
Yeah, because I had lost my dad in 2015, and we had just, right before he got sick, we had just gone on a great Alaska cruise with them. And we did things like we did the training of the Iditarod sleigh dogs, and we rode on with the dogs. We did whale watching and all that. And I'm like, how cool would that have been if I had a video of that? That was a great time. So that's why we love travel with Mimi, even though she can be a handful. But at the same time, to have her on camera acting as silly as she does, and having that memory of how she acts. And I hope I have plenty more memories with her, even though sometimes she could be a handful.
How old is she? She's 78?
She's almost 80.
Yeah, she's like 78. And she
79.
79. She looks at us, she goes, I want to go to Universal. Why aren't you taking me? I'm like,
she is so mad. I mean, I took her yesterday to have a nerve block in her back because she has so many back problems. And I'm thinking, you want to go to Universal and ride roller coasters? No. She's mad at us right now because we're not taking her.
Whoops.
We got a question?
We have several.
Go ahead. You read them.
Have you ever taken any broadcasting courses since you're such a natural in front of the camera?
So my mom my mom's awesome, right? And so when I was a little kid, she would encourage me to sing, and she would encourage me to act out. And I was, I was essentially an only child. Like, I have half brothers and sisters, but they didn't live with us when I was young. And so my mom really stoked my imagination. And so she would put me in plays, and I would sing when I was young. And then I, like, all through high school, I was like in chorus and madrigal, stuff like that. I never spent time in front of the camera, but I did go to school for a little bit for radio broadcasting. And so I learned how to try to talk in front of a microphone, and I have my own radio show and that kind of thing. But yeah, standing in front of the camera and trying to, like, just dumb things like, rule of thirds, like, how to frame a picture, stuff like that, frame a scene. I had zero experience at that, and I'm still not great at that kind of stuff. But standing in front of the camera was really new for both of us. And so trying to, look at the camera and be engaging, I think it's a skill that we're both continuing to evolve. That's the other good thing. I like, so to me, I'm a hands-on learner. I mean, like, I can hear things and learn, I can read things and learn, but I actually learn the best when I do them. And so, like, early on when we made the channel, we did the 100 Days to Havana, really so that we could continue to learn how to do YouTube. So it's an iterative learning process where just by doing it, just by making it, we got better at it. And so, yeah, like, some of that stuff, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, that's kind of the way we learned to do YouTube, was just by doing YouTube.
Yeah.
But to do it.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Can I just say a quick hello to the other ginger in our life, which is Emily Flanagan?
Yes. Before the show started, I just want to tell you this, Emily Flanagan, before the show started, there was a lot of Harry Potter talk.
Yeah.
And so Emily Flanagan, one of the other biggest Harry Potter fans we know, she's from the house Snuffleupagus, I think.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure of all these Harry Potter houses, but I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Did you have another question?
Yes. I think someone asked if you have a group cruise planned. I'm looking at it. The answer is yes. We know
Yes.
this. So I don't know if you want to give some details about your group cruise.
We've got 6 right now, and so the best way to find out about the group cruise is I'll type it in the chat. LidoLoca.com /group cruise.
Thanks.
But yeah,
it's not typing, baby.
Okay.
Somebody.
Yeah, my husband and I will be on the Alaska group cruise with y'all.
Yes.
Looking forward to hanging out with you guys.
And we have another one. How much gear do you use to film the vlogs on cruises?
Too much.
So I think he has kind of scaled it down a little bit with, like, I know on our first cruise, I'll just go by our packing. I think we had 2 big suitcases, 2 small suitcases, and probably 2 duffel bags of clothes and shoes and anything else that I thought that I needed from the house. So, and that was for like a 4-day cruise. So we have brought that down a little bit to, maybe like 2 medium size. Are those medium size?
Yeah.
Those ones?
Yeah.
And I think you kind of have evolved a little bit like that. Your packing techniques are different.
Yeah, so I take way too much stuff. I end up taking stuff that I'm not going to use. And, we keep evolving what cameras we use and stuff like that. But I really want to get to a place where I can, like, I had like big cinematic dreams, right? Like, I wanted to figure out how to tell big cinematic stories. And then I realized that really just wasn't my thing. I just want to tell the story. And so now I'm just looking for the simplest gear I can carry. And small is good to me also. So, like, I want something where you can hear me good, you can see us well, like it's not blown out in the sunlight. And so it does continue to evolve. I wish I could just put it all in like just a small, something small, because I do believe there's some way to strike the balance between vlogging a cruise and carrying around a trunk of gear. I'm not that interested in doing it anymore, like that, in that capacity. I want to go and tell the story of the cruise, but I want to be able to do it without having to take a bunch of stuff with me.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's going to be at the end of the day, but that's where that's my cruise nirvana, where I can have the perfect small camera that has good audio.
Yeah.
And we can get it done. But I don't know. I don't like carrying a lot of stuff.
I'm sorry. I just have to highlight this comment because I just tried not to laugh while
I'm not a cat.
the lawyer
Oh,
With
the
the
Zoom
cat.
call with the cat.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Cat.
I am not a cat. Did you see that where the guy had the cat filter? Yeah.
Okay, but go
You
ahead.
gotta
What,
love TikTok.
what
too.
were you saying? So
I
sorry.
love
Yeah,
TikTok.
Hannah and I got cameras really around the same time. We were carrying a tiny one for a while that she had when she did the Disney college program, and
Horrible
she started
audio.
Yeah, it had horrible audio. And so I got the Canon G7X, and she got the Lumix, and it's big, and it takes great video. But it got to the point, I think, that we just kind of went back to the Canon because it's just so big, and
Yeah.
you could throw the Canon, in my knapsack or whatever, what we're doing, and do some vlogging with it. And it takes pretty good video, I think.
We filmed a lot with the G7X too, and of course the new one has the mic jack, so you can hook a mic to it. It's just I like that camera. I mean, it's I like the size of it, but I'm still waiting for the audio to get a little better with it.
Yeah. Her picture was better than the G7X, but it was just so big. We did the Vegas trip in it, didn't we?
Yeah, my right arm is very strong.
Well, it's weird. Like you'll go to dinner, and so when I was, I have a Canon M50, which is not that big of a camera, but by the time you stick like a GorillaPod on it and you stick a microphone on it, all of a sudden you're sitting down at a two-top, and it's taking up half the table, and it's like I just want to eat my dinner without this huge piece of camera here. So.
Oh yeah,
that's how hers was. It's like on the table. So Hannah, you had a question about Japan. She's all in. She wants to go to Japan really badly.
Japan. I'm sorry. What? Can you read the question before? I'm sorry. I love you so much.
It was your question.
I know. Hannah's question.
Hannah's question was that she was watching your vlogs on the spectrum of the seas, and she wants to know what's your favorite thing that you did in Japan, and what is one thing that you didn't do that you would like to go back and do.
Okay, so the favorite thing that I did is we went. What town were we in? I think we were in Osaka, and we went to this area called Dotonbori, which is like a shopping place, and it was a blast. I mean, probably the most fun. We went to the McDonald's there, and we met a couple young kids there, and we hung out with them, and we talked to them a little bit. It was fun being in the middle of that. There were things, though, on Dotonbori, though. There was like there was something that you like see in the movies. There was a legit karaoke bowling arcade place. And I wish I would have we would have taken the time to go and do that. That would have been fun to do something. The challenge about that cruise is like I just didn't feel like I had enough time. So I would like to go back to Tokyo or go back to Osaka and just like stay in a hotel and just spend a few days doing karaoke, doing cultural things. A lot of it was just kind of see and go. And then there was a huge Ferris wheel that I filmed from the cruise ship that was there in Osaka, and there's no reason why I didn't go on it. Like it was just right there. And so I kind of regret not jumping on that Ferris wheel for that kind of view. But there's a lot. I mean, it's the first time over there. I was jet lagged quite a bit, and it was hard just to kind of get oriented. And so if I could go back, I would. And the other thing that was a challenge with that cruise is the majority of that cruise was sold to mainland Chinese. So there were less than 100 Westerners on that cruise. And so when it came to excursions, they had regular excursions for people that were from, mainland China. And then they had special English Western cruises or Western excursions. And they weren't very good. And so, like, I wish I could have went there and said, I'll go with these guys. Like, I don't care if I can't speak the language. They're probably going to do more fun stuff. Because, they took us to the Emperor's Palace, and you couldn't really do anything. You just walked up and walked back. And so I would like to pick different excursions the next time if I go back to Asia again.
Yeah.
There's this weird thing that I have on my bucket list. Do you know what I'm about to say?
No.
Okay. Do you know what an onsen is or experienced an onsen?
No, I'm not sure what that is.
Okay. In like Japanese movies or like cartoons, they have like the hot springs where everybody is like together.
Yeah.
Bathing together. Yeah. I want to do that.
It's a huge thing in their culture. Like we had a tour guide. She was legit interesting. She was talking about how soaking is a cultural thing. Like they got to soak. but you can't do it with any clothes. And so she was shocking us. Like, that was her point. She goes, oh yeah, she had like very petite Japanese older lady, and she was just giggling. She's like, oh, we have to take all of our clothes off. And like, I guess that's a big shocking thing to Westerners. And but yeah, that's like, I guess it's a big part of their culture is to go soak and do it au naturel with strangers, I suppose.
The weirdest thing to me is not the actual like soaking part. The weirdest thing is that they have like a little locker room part, and you're not supposed to like show up, take off your clothes, and hop in the tub or the hot spring. You have to scrub yourself butt naked in front of other people, get all the nasty stuff off of you, and then do it.
And you want to do this?
I think it would be a fun story to tell people. I just think it would be an interesting story. Just be like, yeah, I took a bath with 100 strangers that didn't speak my language. Like, that would be freaking hilarious. That's what I say. I have another question.
Okay.
On here. It says, do you guys use a drone to capture your footage?
And there was a time where I thought I had to have a drone, and we bought a drone. We saved up and we bought a drone, and we were going to take it on our Princess Cruise. And then we found out you couldn't take it on the Princess Cruise, and I barely fly that drone. Again, it's back to the idea, the more cruises I went on, and I spent so much time filming that I felt like I was losing a connection with the cruise. And so I think drone footage is cool. Like, I love it. But I just don't know that that's something that I want to take with me, like on a cruise. But I still have the drone. I still try to fly it from time to time. Like, it's hard to fly it around here. But yeah, we do have a drone, but we don't have a lot of drone footage.
Yeah. And then another one is, are there other creators outside of cruising that you enjoy watching?
Yeah, I watch YouTube almost all the time.
I mean, we could probably go without cable.
Yeah.
Because we do watch just YouTube all the time. I enjoy, oh goodness, she just left my mind. Is it State Line, the lady I was watching this morning?
Nicole State.
Yeah, Nicole State. I just love her. She is a reseller. But I love her, just her drive. Yeah. I just love her personality for some reason.
Yeah, when I left,
like, it's kind of dry, but like I like her business mind.
Yeah, when I left the job in Charlotte, I spent almost 2 years being a reseller, where I would go and go thrifting and stuff. Like, it was such a departure from what I was used to doing. It was a lot of hard work, but it was a lot of fun. And so we found a bunch of YouTubers that way that were into resell whatever we're into at the moment. Like, my feed right now is full of Lego people. I've been playing this game called Stardew Valley. I watch that. I try to watch at least every day. I try to watch a how to do YouTube person. And so I've got a bunch of YouTube gurus on there. Like, I'm a lifelong learner. And so I've got a list of people that I watch that I feel like will help me be a better YouTuber. So I try to watch some of that every day. And we like commentary channels, Leon Lush, The Lush Life. So hilarious. We watch a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, and I think for me too, I'm more into TikTok right now.
Jenny is a TikTok mania.
Well, because I could sit at my desk and, as I'm on hold, I can just swipe up, I don't have to really be engaged for that long. Yeah. Before someone gets on the phone. But like on my TikTok feed, I gotta change it up a little bit because
you end up with sad stuff.
I just cry all the time. I get the military welcome homes. I get the step parent singing to the kid that it brings my, the first sights on weddings, so I gotta figure out how to change that up a little bit.
Yeah. When we go in, what do you say when we start on looking at our TikTok? You say, I'm going down the TikTok hole.
Rabbit hole.
The rabbit hole.
Yeah.
As you keep on going, it's like, you gotta stop.
Yeah, my TikTok is very different from your TikTok. Mine has she calls it the Japanese cartoons. Mine is anime. And
mine's dogs.
Cosplay and art. And then hers is
dogs.
Everything. Yours doesn't
have a hodgepodge.
You don't have a theme to yours. I go into yours, I'm like, what the frick are you watching?
I don't like the sad ones. I don't like to cry.
Yeah, you watch them sometimes.
I know. I'm like, oh no.
When you hear there's a song.
There's a song you hear a lot.
And I'm just like, oh no, she's doing it again. She's about to do it.
So, since cruising is not happening, we've all kind of pivoted our channels. We when it first started, we were doing things like cooking on YouTube. I was and doing all kinds of things. But Tony, you kind of started the cruise. We are doing the cruise news every single day, and it's great information for all of us. If we want to know what's going on in the cruising industry, we just watch Lido Loca. So, what for you to do that every day? What does your daily routine look like?
So I don't know. We stay up late, right? And so we always like to hang out in the morning, right? So you guys talk about what makes us successful. Mm-hmm. We had a vision, right? Probably maybe a year into Lido Loca, we said, all right, this is probably something that we could do. We were searching, like, what are we going to do from 50 to 70? So like, to me, I look at life in these big buckets. And so that was the question I was struggling with just in this whole, my existential crisis. What is 50 to 70 going to be looking like? And so, I was working on getting some education, like teach at the beach was my mantra. I wanted to, teach online courses from somewhere in Florida. We wanted to be close to our aging mothers. And but then we got this YouTube thing going, and it became evident that we could transition this thing that we were passionate about, this thing that was a hobby, we could transition it into a way of life. Mm-hmm. I don't even want to call it a business. This could be our vocation, could be our passion. That you read all those books that say, find the thing that you love and figure out how to make money at it. And so we found the thing that we loved. And so we started trying to figure out how to make money at it. And so, now that we transitioned into this idea that this is how we have to pay our bills, then you had to get really creative. Like, how do we keep making videos? But what I was going to say, the other thing that's fun about us is, because we work together now, because Jenny's got the passion for helping people with travel, we were able to get her out of her day job. I got out of my day job. And like, one of the rituals for us is we just hang out in the morning. So we sleep, and then we wake up and try to get caffeinated. And while we do that, we just sit next to each other in our living room and dork around, watch some YouTube and hang out. So for, during that time sitting and watching the YouTube, I'm scanning the cruise news. But what I try to do is I try to get in here by like 9:30 or 10 o'clock each day. And usually it's about an hour of prep for me to come up with a news story or to come up with an idea. Some days there's no news, and I'll just sit and I'll just write until I can come up with an idea, like 15, 20 minutes. There's been days where I've spent an hour just writing to try to come up with an idea. And then, I experimented with a lot of ways. So I look at a lot of metrics, statistics when it comes to the videos. And I used to try to do like elaborate B-roll, and like anytime I talked about a cruise ship, I'm going to show you a picture of a cruise ship. And I just started studying the numbers, and I found that, and those things take time. And I found that people watch the video just as long as me talking and moving my hands so that people don't get bored. I've found that people will watch just as long as me throwing up a cruise ship. So taking all that B-roll out really kind of streamlined my process. So I probably research for an hour, I probably film for a half an hour, and then I probably edit, upload, make thumbnails for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So altogether, I can do the whole process like 4.5 hours.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
And it works out really good, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't go to bed till probably about 1, 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I'll go to my desk at that point, and then I'm there till like at least 9 o'clock at night sometimes.
Yeah. We usually break like 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, we try to make sure we have a lunch together. So, but in the meantime, while he's doing that, like, he's answering the comments on YouTube, but he's also throwing a load of laundry. He's also
it never stops. So like if my go live time, so I've been experimenting with the go live time of 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock. I like the 1 o'clock time because I try to answer as many comments as possible. And right. So, if it goes live at 1 o'clock, I'll promote the video, and then we'll go and try to work out getting lunch or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then by the time that we're working through lunch and hanging out, then I'm answering. It never stops. But, I never say that in a way to complain. Like, we're busy all the time. And so we work in, like, I don't do very well. I read this book. I can't remember this book, but it talks about how you have these cycles of productivity. I find that I'm super productive in the morning, that I'm never productive in the middle of the day, and then I'm super productive in the evening. And so part of learning your cycles is like we have the freedom to work that way. So like I work really hard until like 1, and then I don't work very hard because I just don't have the juice, I guess, between like 1 and 5 or 6. I'll even like I take a nap. I believe in naps. So I'll go to sleep at 5 o'clock and I'll get up at 6, and then from like 6 to midnight, I'm very productive again. So we work a lot. We work all the time. But but it's okay. I mean, like that's the thing. Like we're very fortunate to have this life, and so and then it's cool. We can carve out, being able to do stuff like tomorrow. I already have my video made, so tomorrow morning I could just goof around, try to get the Lego studio set up or design some merch or something like that. So I don't have that pressure of the video. But yeah, it's a great life, really, actually.
Well,
except my coworkers are a little out of control.
My coworker, I had to report him to HR today.
Well, y'all both are very hardworking individuals, and Jenny, we appreciate everything you've done for us personally. So, if anybody in the chat doesn't know, Jenny is an amazing travel agent, and please use her if you are looking to take a trip somewhere.
Oh, thank you.
So when you went, Tony, you went to Legoland to see Nick Walinda, right?
I didn't go to Legoland to see Nick Walinda. So that was another situation where I had a Friday off. And I said, I want to go do something just to get some exercise. I had never been to Legoland, and I looked, and they had a great deal for Florida residents. So I just bought the pass and just showed up over there. And then you guys mentioned David from Fisher's Fun Ventures. Yeah. He works at Legoland. Mm-hmm. And so I walked into the Lego shop there, and I'd met him before at Disney Springs, and I saw him. I was like, oh, hey, David, what's up? And he's like, Nick Walinda is here. And I'm like, no, I have no idea. And so I didn't know that he was going to be there. And it was David that kind of clued me in. And I didn't even bring a camera. Like I had my cell phone, and I had like the Osmo Pocket, which is not that great of a camera. And so I just had those 2 little cameras to film with. But yeah, that's how I ended up at Legoland.
So I know that with Legoland, they have like all the big Lego kits. I was wondering if you did any shopping, whether it be like window shopping or...
No, I actually bought some stuff. So I think one of the first videos I'm going to try to do on that Lego channel is my Legoland haul. So like all the stuff's still in the bag. I got some sets that I'd always wanted. There was a set that I haven't seen in a long time that I was able to pick up. So yeah, I got a little...
You didn't get the bonsai tree.
Jenny was worried that
I was so scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they have like it's called like the Big Shop or something, and they have like all these like Lego kits.
Oh.
I watch Legoland vlogs. Question: have you tried apple fries?
I feel like I've had apple. I didn't have apple fries at Legoland, but I've had apple fries somewhere before.
I can't remember.
I feel like we have. Yeah. The cool thing about being a pass member at the Big Shop, you get 10% discount.
Yeah.
And it's and the prices are the same as like a regular Lego store or retail. So that was kind of nice also.
Yeah.
Like everyone who goes to Legoland talks about like the Big Shop, like, oh my gosh, all these kits are all against the wall, and they're huge. I'm talking about massive suckers.
Yeah, spend lots of money there.
Yeah.
Well, what you got?
Oh no!
I thought you had.
I was talking about Legos. I like Legos.
I know you do. I grew up with Lincoln Logs. That was my thing.
Well, the thing was, I was a very messy child, so I don't think I'm still a messy child.
So Hannah, I feel your pain because like our kids, they didn't have Lego. My daughter Danielle could never find her Barbie shoes because if they left them on the floor, they got thrown out.
Jenny hates small pieces.
Oh, the small pieces.
Small pieces on the loose freaks her out.
Oh, just made me. And no Play-Doh. They never were allowed to have Play-Doh.
I had Play-Doh. I had Barbies. Granted, I lost their shoes.
Yeah, they were shoes.
But my aunt, the one that taught me all the colorful language, she doesn't have any children. And so I was basically her child.
Yeah.
And how many Barbies did I have at one time?
We counted one time. It was 75. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
My sister's balls are rotten.
But they had no shoes.
Well, we're almost to the end of our show. I do have one more question for you, though. What is the ultimate goal for your channel?
I think we're in it right now, right? Like, yeah. I think that I don't think we really have ever laid out on paper or like a goal.
No, that's the interesting thing. Like, that's a tough question, and I've contemplated it since I've seen it. It's like we're very much in the moment, and we just want to be here. We want to have fun. I say a lot that our goal is to entertain and educate and inform and to lift people up, and that's always been our goal. At whatever job Jenny's had, she's been a person that encourages other people, that people can come and trust. The same for me. And so it just seems like those are our life goals, and we just continue to apply them in the environments that we're at. And what's interesting for YouTube is now we can stand on our own and do those things, entertain and educate and lift people up. And so that's what we just hope to continue to do. Will it always be cruising? Will it be, who knows? But for right now, it's where we're at right now. We kind of take it as it comes. We're very kind of loose that way.
Yeah. One thing that we talk about often on our channel, and a lot of people in the chat community can tell you, is that we feel like if we had not had this during all this time of everything being shut down and us being at home, we would almost be lonely. Where now, since they're part of this big community, and Blaine from Ready Creative Travel kind of brought us into the live feed thing, which we love doing now. But if we didn't have this, how boring we would have thought all this was the past year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially since we can't film things.
Yeah. But watching your channel has definitely kept this year a lot more eventful. And so we appreciate y'all for doing that and bringing us all in. And we just want you to know that we do love y'all. We love watching y'all, and just love how y'all support the creator community too.
Thank you, Laurie.
We appreciate it, and it's really cool to see. There's been a lot of people that have really, stepped into this last year and made channels and really connected. Like, it's amazing to me how well connected all you guys are with the live streams and stuff like that. So it's neat. It's neat to see. So we appreciate what you guys do for sure.
Well, thank y'all so much for coming on live with us. I know the people in the chat are just thrilled to see y'all again this week.
So, you should see all the comments.
They love y'all.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
they're just so
there
kind.
was one that was just like, Jenny is awesome.
But we just kind of want to close up the show and just say that next week, Hannah has this channel that she loves watching called Adults in Disney, and she has just been watching them. Hannah's a Disney fanatic, and
I worked at Disney.
Yeah, and so Sarah from Adults in Disney will be with us next week, and everybody in the chat, if y'all, once we finish up, if y'all have other options of live feeds to join, I know Sherry from Sherry Awesome Sunsets. I know there's Forever Best Friend. They have a live feed. I'm not sure if Life is Good Today, if Ronnie and Alma are going to be there, because they're in Cancun right now, but they're usually on at 9. But once again, Jenny and Tony, thank you so much. We appreciate y'all and everything y'all do for our community.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Yeah, Hannah's going to close out the show like she always does.
I get voluntold to close out the show. That's what happens. But I truly wish that everybody who's here with us tonight, you all stay safe, stay healthy, and don't forget to journey on.
Bye y'all.